And here we go. This is the round of 16 of Arabia Express, Captainthomas versus Mandatum 9627, aka Red, as I'll be saying instead of the Mandatum here. And the players have been drafting civilizations. I believe I included 2 bands per player and then drafting 4 civs for the best of 3. That's just an idea to try and have us get fewer Franks, Mayans, these kinds of strong Arabia civs all of the time, and we can see it at work here with Cumans versus Indians. Captainthomas in the blue as the Indians. So Cumans, more than anything else, are and cavalry civilization, I would say. Of course, they have decent siege, especially in the Castle Age with the early Capt Ram or Feudal Age battering ram, but more often than not, you'll see Cumans benefit from their strong Feudal Age booming economy with the ability of building a town center in the Feudal Age, another one, and then overwhelm the opponent with cavalry in the Castle Age. However, Indians have a good boom of their own, cheaper villagers, and they've got camels to deal with the Cumans' cavalry. So that's one to keep in mind. Cumans, archery ranges and stables also cost less wood nowadays. 100 wood instead of the standard 175. So as Cumans, you could also go very aggressively in the Feudal Age with double stable scouts right away. Without it taking too much of a drain on your economy. Or just one stable and then place your second town center to secure any resources you might want to do. Of course, that's a drain on your wood for farms to keep going, but with 2 town centers producing villagers and protection for your economy overall, then you're still in a pretty good spot to defend and capitalize on that villager economy advantage. So Captainthomas already starting the wall of here, 3 houses forward. This is almost like seeing Meisel playing. I haven't seen Meisel play in a while, but he used to do 3 houses forward after the very first one. Berries on the hill here, that's not ideal. If you want to open the scouts, you want your food economy to be as secure as possible. So back berries, always the best when going for the scouts, but both players have front berries here, so at least no significant advantage for either player in that regard. Perfect elephant placement underneath the TC there, and timing seems on point. Did not shoot it with a TC fire, although it kind of looked like that for a moment. Mandatum also pushing in the zebras, which will delay the need of any farms as you bring in 140 food to benefit your Dark Age economy. This could also be an indication that Mandatum here wants to go for these scouts. Only 2 on wood. But this could be a Cuman's thing, the fact that you only need 100 wood and not 175 for the stables. I guess you could get away with 2 on wood earlier on and then just focus everything on food for a super fast Feudal Age. It's 18 pop here, looks like that's the plan for Mandatum. It also helps having the elephant, because the elephants and rhinos, they carry more food than the boars. See a little bit of idle time here, but Feudal Age is on the way with 17 seconds idle this time, while Captainthomas is walling off, expecting the scouts from the Cumans, and might just even attempt a cheeky FC here, because he's going to expect the scouts from the Cumans. Probably should scout to confirm, but it is to be expected from the cavalry civs with that kind of opening. So if you somehow succeed in full walling your map, then those scouts will just be rather useless. Captainthomas in the chat, welcome. And thanks for the follow as well. Always appreciated. You played the silly tourney as well, that was a chaotic one. Really, no random seeding and yeah, a brutal resistance of course. So this one is more standard, obviously. This Arabia Express, as I call it. Express because it's a few participants and it's first come first serve. But with a seeding system to provide more equal resistance as it moves on. Whoever loses this round will be moving on, or moving down, if you will, to a secondary bracket with a final of their own. So it's just a means to get more matches for everyone to have a bit of a wide gap. That means 1600 plus 1600 below for the two brackets. Fuel H in for Mandatum, and I see the text is in French here, but that could just be Capture H bugging out from me as well. 5 villagers building it, that's going to take a long while. So, I mean, it's going to complete, it's going to protect the gold here. Mandatum is not going for a stable here, doesn't even have a barracks, just 3 villagers on wood and 1 on stragglers here. Oh, this is greedy, this is greedy. Then again, Captainthomas only has the barracks up, maybe expecting some scouts here with that super or quite fast uptime for the humans. But still, he's gonna make the scouts actually. Oh, the stable comes up now, so just a little bit of a late barracks there. I'm not sure how much that will accomplish once this TC has completed. I mean, with an earlier uptime with the scouts, you'd be able to deny this town center. That could be a hole, but this base is wide open as it is anyway. And look at this, it takes so long. That was like 2 minutes building time or something. What time are we at now? So 8:42, and TC completes about here. It's okay, a little over a minute. It's still lots of villager working time committed to building a TC. As Captainthomas will scout and confirm, there are 2 town centers here. And that is a warning sign for whoever is up against the humans that either you go completely bonkers full on feudal, which with the army numbers you could idle a lot and restrict that humans boom, which is wide open for the moment, or you wall off like is done here. You know that the humans will stay extended in the feudal age. If you speed up your own transition to the castle age, you can start siege pushing these town centers, and there's even the hills here to facilitate that. And you really restrict the humans boom that way. Might even, if you get lucky, you'll kill their TC that's researching the castle age. Well, it is a boomy approach from Mandatum here. Both town centers are working. And we're seeing a bit of a villager lead here, and also Captainthomas' scout not able to do much here. There's really cover fire from the town center of this wood line. And then the farm economy around the starting town center is also protected. Small walls around the berries. This guy has been chilling out for a long time, so it's been idle for a while actually. Could even check that. Working efficiency at like 5%. And now what? Will the scouts get some value here? It's 4 villagers lead for Mandatum and increasing 9-10 on food now. Has to garrison the TC. In reality, there's much more on food here. At home base, Captainthomas has some beautiful farm economy going on here. 13 farms now, the 2 villagers to gold, and should most definitely be reaching the castle age a lot sooner than the humans player. We'll see how Mandatum will hold against that. One scout down, 1 villager killed by Captainthomas, not enough to make a difference here with the 33 to 37 total. And another weak villager, good spot, good spot. There's the heal advantage for the scouts here as well, and anything you idle from the humans, that's good news. It could impair their production somehow, but he is steady on double villagers production from Mandatum here. Look at the farms eco here. That's a lot of farms for the humans. May want to consider going to gold soon. Captainthomas is about to click to the next age here. Is missing the second building. That's probably why it didn't click up yet. But there's the blacksmith being rushed up. Castle age should be on the way. And all in all, that villager difference isn't too crazy just yet. It's 2 villager kills from Captainthomas as Mandatum commits to the village boom. Not on gold yet. Couple more scouts popping out here as well, using the excess food while waiting for the next age and just keeping track of whatever's going on here. As you extend the farms, these outside villagers, they are more exposed than the others, so there's always potential to idle and force garrisoning the town center like this. 3 minutes idle this time for Mandatum, so has had some idle time after all. Lacks both building to go to the next stage. Here comes the barracks. It's going to be stable, blacksmith up then, maybe for the red player. Fighting off the scouts with villagers, and might very well do so because of the villagers lead already in practice here. Plotlines in, scaleboarding armor coming in. 9 on gold for Captainthomas. I'm going to go for the camels here. Can't help but feel like a pike siege push would be more realistic approach here against this Cuban boom, but any army unit you can overwhelm together is used to overwhelm the enemy is good. 2 stables. Even the Indians light cav, they get extra pierce armor from the feudal age onwards, so they will handle more town center fire. Here comes the attack upgrades as well, and the cast stage is in before Mandatum can even get up here. Now 7 villagers on gold, but still lacking both buildings. Another barracks goes up here, expecting the camels, I guess. And the scouting is, yeah, seems somewhat on point. Has seen the cavalry opening with the scouts, so I feel like Indians could also benefit from going cavalry archers in this matchup. Indians have full upgrades on the cav archers and would be able to spread them out and idle a lot of this Cuban's economy without quick walls being able to keep them out like they can the camels and scouts. But here comes the forward siege workshop as well. Double stable camels in the making. How will Mandatum hold off against this? The market is going up, but that's only 1 out of 2 building. Here's the blacksmith as well. No stable after all. And I like how Captainthomas didn't really over-invest into the scouts either. It's like maybe like 4 or 5 scouts. And then the cast age seems appropriate against the humans. The pikes could become an issue, but with the siege workshop going up, Scorpion seems like a logical choice here. Maybe a couple of mangonels as well to try and take out town centers. And if really lucky, take out the cast age town center. I think with 40% all the way for Mandatum, that's not going to happen though, even with the Indians camels with bonus attack against buildings. Camels going for a bit of raid here. Another villager going down, 4 villagers now, but Mandatum at 20 villagers lead still will be able to handle quite a few more villager losses. No huge gold commitment here, just enough to be able to afford pikemen and some blacksmith upgrades, and it's going to be full on pikeman defense here for Mandatum, but will it be enough against the scorpions and camels push of Captainthomas? Camels out and about and raiding like crazy here. They're really exposing that farm economy. It's the most exposed moment as well, while up to the cast stage here to get all of this idle. Look at the food. Mandatum won't really be able to queue up a lot here. Has a lot of spearmen in the queue. Could cancel some spears and get that pikeman upgrade. And camels, they are rather weak to the pikes. I think we can see the bonus attack against camel here is 12 bonus and 15 against cavalry for the spearmen. Now 52 villagers to 44. This aggression of the Indians player is really working out here. Lots of idle economy, work efficiency down to 40-something%, and as another barracks goes up for Mandatum here. But where is that pikeman upgrade? Spearman masses, sure, but you need upgrades, you need defense and attack preferably to really hold off well against this aggression, and now there are 4 scorpions pushing as well. This is looking good for Captainthomas. Staying 1 town center, spamming the armies, now getting a monastery up as well, just in case Mandatum gets any Monks, no, camels of his own out here. Another wood line is exposed. No, almost no wood access for the red player at this point. And the Eco KD at 25 here. Full upgrades on the camels, full defense to withstand more towns into fire. And the Indians camels, they have bonus attacking against buildings as well. Pikeman is in. I can't help but wonder if the pikemen were queued behind the upgrade was queued behind production here. That could be the case. 36 villagers now for Mandatum, and really getting that Cumans 2TC greed punished here. Nothing working almost at this point. 35% workers, that might just be the gold miners here. Monks coming out, they could heal up the camels or convert enemy units. Oh yeah, solid performance for sure here by Captainthomas. Scorpion numbers increasing as well. Mandatum using the market now to try and stabilize a bit, but 34 villagers to 52 now. At this point, Captainthomas might consider extending the economy at home as well here to keep up, but you could also stay 1TC, keep pumping out units. There's food and gold in the bank. Could definitely cure more camels here, more monks, more whatever, and add some mangonels. Yeah, mangonel in the queue for Captainthomas here. And Captainthomas hasn't been hit at home at all. Mandatum straight for the 2 town centers in the feudal age with the Cumans here. Now committing villagers and spearmen in a cluster here to try and take out scorpions. Camels aren't far off though. This is a last hurrah for Mandatum here, I think. Barracks barely producing anymore. The economy has really taken a huge blow here to the economy, and 48 villagers killed by Captainthomas as the GG gets called. Captainthomas takes the first win. Let's have a look through the statistics here. We can follow the timeline for the upgrades and whatnot here and see that population difference increasing, that eco population for the Cubans, and then dwindling again with the massive pressure from Captainthomas here, in a much higher military population total for Captainthomas here. Interesting. Total worker time, productive worker time. I need to get used to these new stats. A bit greedy boom, indeed. I would absolutely recommend for Mandatum to open with some scouts first, and then just drop have a few more villagers on wood, drop a stable first, then the second TC when you are able to sustain it. Alright, let's find game number 2 between these players. That would be Mandatum versus Captainthomas game 2. Now we have Lithuanians versus Malians here. So we might see camels yet again, but this time from the Malians player. Who knows? This is the second game between Mandatum and Captainthomas. We're currently at 1-0 for Captainthomas. And they're keeping their red and blue, which is nice. They may have switched them up or not. In any real case, Malians saves wood for each and every building they drop down, so they start with advantage after dropping the first few houses and whatnot. With that in mind, it's easier to get your barracks up early for a pre-milled rush, for example, or just go for what Malians often do, the men-at-arms into archers, where the Malians men-at-arms, or the infantry line in general, gets +1 pierce armor per age, starting in the feudal age. Captainthomas, however, with the Lithuanians here starting with 150 extra food, will probably open the scouts again. And with that extra starting food for Lithuanians, the opportunities are there are lots of opportunities. You could go for an instant rush, as it's called with Lithuanians, drop your barracks straight away, in addition to a house, task a few villagers wood, and then send your militia out immediately. 2 militia or even 3 if you don't mind some gold for that, but you could get 2 militia out instantly, but it's very RNG and luck based because of course you need to find the enemy location, enemy base location as well to benefit from that early aggression. But with that extra starting food, it makes it a lot smoother to go to the fuel age as well. And what Lithuanians as a cavalry civ will do more often than not is to place scouts into cavalry archers. Not cavalry archers, of course, that's hunts, but scouts into knights, because the knights will benefit from the relics, up until 4 relics for the Lithuanians. And that's going to give another +1 attack for the knights and the unique unit, the Lightis. I thought about cavalry archers because in a team game in the Norwegian community yesterday, we played a hideout game, and then one of our players went for cavalry archers as the Lithuanians flank on hideout, I believe. Pushing in the ostrich here. Scouting seems on point as well, but there are a couple of sheep missing and even the second elephant, so good thing Captainthomas decides to scout for those instead. Oh, and there they are. Mandatum is out fairly early scouting here. It's 4:45. Maybe just checking to confirm that it's not the instant rush of the Lithuanians here. You could usually tell that by the score on the side. As you scout the map, the score will increase, and with 2 militia out, that score will increase rapidly compared to just normal starting base scouting. No sheep to steal from Mandatum either, but confirming the enemy location, confirming the back berries, which makes it even more likely that Captainthomas is going for the scouts opening as well. So let's have a look at Mandatum's base again with the Malians here. Berries are up, or the mill is up by the berries, so no pre-milled rush here. Pushing in some ostrich as well. I think it's pushed in 1, about to push in 2. Could be a scouts opening actually from the Malians here, but the barracks goes up at 19 pop, which could be an indication of the men at arms as well. We'll see if a couple of villagers go to gold. And indeed they do. So we're going to see the men at arms opening or a late rush from the Malians now, but judging from the barracks timing and the food income and the feudal timing, that's going to be men at arms. With Captainthomas going up at 19 pop with the Lithuanians here, and we'll have a very healthy economy going into the next age as a result of that. However, 3 men at arms, you'll need preferably 4, maybe even 5 scouts to comfortably clean that up. So we'll see who gets the better end of the deal here. Mandatum with a bit of a wall off here as well. Probably expecting the scouts from the Lithuanian. It is the most common play for Lithuanians. There's the fuel age for Captainthomas, and I think only 5 seconds of idle time leading into that, so that's nice and smooth. Ride towards the next stage here is scout to the barracks, and we'll be following what is to become the men at arms in just a few seconds here. Nice little wall off for Captainthomas here as well, going to force those men-at-arms to take the long way around. Could be that Mandatum takes... I mean, it's already scouted this side, maybe just expecting it to be walled by now. But that could definitely be a point of entry down to this side. Oh, that's so close to TC. That's dangerous. That's the lack of scouting. And good thing Captainthomas isn't on the alert here. It does garrison in the end, but that could be one with that villager. Could be. Saves the Men-at-Arms at almost intact HP here, so I think that's not too bad for Mandatum. Good quick walls from Captainthomas, however, keeping the aggression out, and Mandatum splits up the Men-at-Arms. Maybe intentionally to force repairs on both sides here, or to try to break through on this side. However, that's only one palisade away for the villagers to close that one. But the counter-aggression needs to be addressed as well. Fighting with villagers here. Another Men-at-Arm popping out. 5 Men-at-Arms from Mandatum here. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Some extended Feudal Age Men-at-Arms play here. If he gets the Blacksmith up as well, could even get upgrades like attack to more easily fight the scout, or defense to withstand Archer's fire. Captainthomas committing to the scouts. 4 scouts out, and will be trying to find some counter-aggression here. Did manage to snipe one villager. No, 1 unit, sorry. No villagers dead yet. Oh, I think we have our first kill. Yeah, she's definitely lying. Good value. And that is 5 Men-at-Arms and now a couple of spears. The spears will stay defensively. I think Captainthomas has to react at home, which means that the scouts trying to deal counter damage are vulnerable to spearmen or TC fire. Classic, just offense is the best defense, but we see the same thing happening to Mandatum on the other side as well, losing the Men-at-Arms to the town center, now left with only 2, soon to be 1 here. And now the idle TC time is what is of importance here. That could be the difference between the players here. Looks like one more villager from Mandatum did manage to kill one villager after all. And this game seems a bit more even than the previous one, where Captainthomas was pushing and never letting go of the forward pressure. We have some extended Feudal Age fighting here, which I like. And of course a bit of a wall off here, as Mandatum will want to get to the Castle Age where Malians really shine. Just now the second lumber camp comes up from Mandatum, so that's going to effectivize the wood income. Is there a hole here perhaps? Let's see if the scouts can find a way in. Yeah, of course there's a hole. There's always a hole. And they pop in and we'll be getting a villager here. I think they might have upgrades now because the villagers are... No, actually no upgrades. But villager, not plural, but singular for Mandatum here. 1 villager down for Mandatum as well. Spearman goes down. Good pick off by Captainthomas, who yet again needs to deal with the aggression at home. Supplies coming in for Mandatum here. So really wants to commit to the militia line here. I like that. Infantry doesn't see a lot of love in general. Good aggression from both sides here. Spearman will yet again focus down Captainthomas' scouts, and the economies between the players. It's generally looking quite even here. It's 2 villagers difference, as Captainthomas did manage to kill 2 villagers of Mandatum, and the idle TC time playing a role here as well. Otherwise, eco upgrades similar, army numbers similar. More Men-at-Arms coming out. They are cheaper now that supplies is in. It shaves off a little bit of the food cost from production. 3 Men-at-Arms, 3 Spearmen. An annoying combo to deal with for sure, because as usually you drop an archer range and just focus down the Men-at-Arms with archers. But that's easier said than done with the Malians men-at-arms, because they have that extra pierce armor, and I know that the blacksmith is up for Mandatum as well, or about to complete anyway. Then that defense might be coming. Let's see if he goes for it actually. Definitely get defense first, unless you're really on the aggressive side and want to snipe villagers and buildings more easily. Then you could go for forging. But with the Malians bonus, getting the defense upgrade just makes it all that more effective against units. And Captainthomas fights the men-at-arms with villagers here, and it comes at the price, loses another villager, and quite a few weak ones here for the trickle of men-at-arms to deal with. Scouts numbers increasing, still feudal age at 20 minutes for both players, and no indication of a click up, though both players are getting there. There's both players also missing one building for that transition, but Captainthomas looks to be closer. Maybe he's dropping the second building just about now. We'll have a look after this. 1 weak scout there could be focused on spearmen coming in, but one more eco kill for Captainthomas still. Market for Mandatum. Could sell stone, buy food to go up here. Range for Captainthomas. So he's tired of that men-at-arms madness here. Wants to get some archers or crossbows out after all, to maybe more easily deal with the infantry flood that's been happening here. The scouts will not be able to enter through here anymore. There's no hole on this side. Can't tell if there might be an opening in the backside there, but probably not. Looks like that's what Captainthomas is looking for though. Both players go to the castle age. Captainthomas with a 30-40 seconds head start here. And of course there's another hole. Yeah, that's why I thought there might be a hole between there. That's the curse of walling on hills. You just can't trust your regular building foundations to keep aggression out like this. So that's another hole for Mandatum to attend to. I guess it was open on the top side as well. Spears and men-at-arms pumping in again here. Now the archers are out. Let's see how efficient the archers actually are against these plus 2 pierce or 2 pierce armor units here. See how hard of a time the archers have even taking out spearmen here. It's quite impressive that Malian's defense, infantry defense against ranged units. Captainthomas making the most of it with the scouts here, and now with knights in the production, that is bad news. The men-at-arms longswords not really viable against Lithuanians cavalry, especially not if the Lithuanians manage to get some relics here as well. But Castle Age is in for Mandatum as well. Longsword is coming in. Malian's longswords masterpiece in the making here. They are, if you get arson and that kind of stuff, you could easily break through and break buildings. Especially if you have the attack upgrades as well. Attack and defense from the feudal age is in here. And we do have 5 spearmen still, so that makes it a bit more awkward for Captainthomas with the first few cavalry units to enter. Still going for the crossbows though, which they will be needing a larger mass than you'd think against the Malians' extra pierce armor here. Bodkin is in. Let's see how they do actually. That was a miss, so that didn't really do anything. And Captainthomas again scouting the backside here to confirm there's still a hole. Don't go in, don't go in, don't show it, don't show it, don't show it, don't... Oh. Maybe it's auto scout. Well, scout gets in, wants to get some kills here. +1/+1 for the upgrades. And the longswords of Mandatum. See how many, that's even without the +2 defense, and still they take so many town center shots from 12 villagers inside the town center here. Alright, so Mandatum now re-walling. I hope that's... yeah, that should be okay. I think it's plugged now. It's 2,000 just for Captainthomas now. Has managed to kill 11 villagers so far. So the scouts really got value in the end. And now the knights are here to double up on the efforts to cripple Mandatum's economy. Mandatum staying with 1,018 farms. Definitely we should consider to add some camels at this point to add some mobility against the Lithuanian knights. And more importantly, consider collecting or contesting the relics as well. Now we have 2 knights and 6 crossbows out of the field. The crossbows could easily deny the one and only gold of Mandatum over here. Mandatum did sell the stone to go up to the castle age, so we're not going to see a second TC anytime soon. And because of that, Captainthomas will be establishing a solid villager and eco lead over the opponent here. And now out to snag the first relic as well. This one has been scouted by Captainthomas. This one as well. And the other 3, here's one. One in the very middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did he get one already? Yeah, I got one. So that's 2 attack for the 2 extra attack rather for the knights currently. As the group of crossbows struggle to focus down even the single pikeman here, but they're not in too impressive of a mass either. And I feel like these would be better used forward than defensively at this point. Just idle the gold, and there's not much Mandatum can do in terms of gold units like longswords and camels. And it's even on a hill, so the crossbows will have a bonus attack. Now I think Captainthomas found an overdrop there to enter through for the knights. Didn't reveal it at this point. But the knights may be needed at home as well to hold off the aggression here. Third town center on a stone here from Captainthomas. Might actually want to go into light this here for the style points and flex of power in the late game here. Looks like the longswords are dealt with again, but Mandatum is insisting here. Now there's definitely an opening on the woodland here now, and the knights could get some value. Too bad it's only 1 knight. Captainthomas does have 3 attack on that knight though, so he'll quite easily snipe even villagers with loom here. A bit of an uphill advantage, and Mandatum doesn't seem to be reacting to this. It's only 1 knight. Maybe it's a big brain move to send only 1, barely noticeable on the minimap here. But there comes the house. No more knights will enter at least, but we'll need some pikemen or something to deal with this guy, and he's getting... Look at the kill count! He's going to get 6 eco kills. This is man of the match this night over here. Even 7, 8. Aye, aye, aye. That is 1 hero knight. And he thinks, tries to get some reinforcements from friends here, but Mandatum has revolved here. 69 villagers to 40 for Captainthomas, so definitely establishing an eco lead. Using the knights offensively would definitely benefit from some knights at home to clean up this longsword movement as well. But keeping the knights forward will also deny any expansion. Finally, that hero knight got taken down, but did manage to kill a lot of villagers. 22-11 is the villager count, but Captainthomas at 3,000 centers and producing. Mandatum only at 1, falling further and further behind in the economy. So at this point, Captainthomas could really benefit from having a market up. There's lots of gold in the bank. Could even buy some for a castle if need be. And only 1 stable, second stable up in the area over here, so So Knight's masses together with the crossbows should be able to take out the longsword's push. Oh, Ninja hit there from the red longsword. Almost qualifies for a Hera sniper. It just doesn't care about the concept or arrows here. He really wants to, all he wants to do is to kill that longsword, and all he wanted to do was kill villagers, and he did that job perfectly. Longsword pikes, an annoying combo to deal with, but I'm also surprised not to see Captainthomas investing into some defensive scorpions here. I mean, yes, if the longswords get close, they'll deal with them, but they deal that area damage. So Scorpion, Knight should be very nice against the pikeman and longsword push here. Counter aggression from Captainthomas again, looking for overchops. We'll have to break through here. Couple of crossbows on the gold here could definitely deny the gold access of Mandatum. And there's another opening. That's the third hold of the game. Good reaction from Mandatum, but two knights still find their way in. 2 relics for Captainthomas. That means 4+4 attack for the knights now. And 14 shots. That should be 3 shooting a villager then. And also more easily focusing down the pikes. So the army mass is in favor of Mandatum here. It's more of an annoyance than effective aggression at this point, because Captainthomas has twice the builders now on Mandatum. All that Captainthomas needs to do is to survive here. Of course, the food eco gets crippled from this garrisoning the town centers and everything, but with the relics in place, or at least a couple of relics, and now even the forward castle here, okay. Why on this side though? Why not on the gold? Oh, I have so many questions. It does deny gold. It's a good castle. It denies a lot of farming eco, it denies a woodland, it denies a secondary gold. As Mandatum will try to villagify this castle from completing, but it's already too much or too far on the way. And that's the GG. Mandatum falling behind, maybe looking at the score, not feeling too confident. Captainthomas takes the well-earned 2-0 here and advances to the round of 8. So a little look at the stats here again. Uptimes comparable, I think. Captainthomas at 19 pop up, and it was it 20 in the end for Mandatum? Looks like it. Economy population 19, and then the scout. Okay, 20 pop men at arms. Absolutely doable with the Malians. Squires, Arson, really wanting to flex the infantry here, Mandatum, but didn't quite succeed. It was more of an annoyance than lethal aggression, so to speak. Some tips in the army here for Captainthomas as well, but nothing too crazy. And I think that stone investment paid off as well to get a forward castle down to deny also much of Mandatum's income. Alright. A quick pause for me and I'll cast the next set. So stay tuned for what I think is Jägerman versus Papaya Pete, but I'll give a note in the Discord to the players.